Alright everyone, here we are with ticker symbol IDX, Ideanomics Inc. And before we jump into this chart, I want to say welcome to all the first time viewers and investors. Welcome to the channel, Invest for Tomorrow. To all the subscribers, welcome back. And as we jump into this chart, I just want to quickly notify you guys to stay tuned till the end of this video and not miss out on the ticker symbol I have to share with you guys. I've talked about WBA, Walgreens Boots Alliance Inc. in previous videos. I have a new ticker symbol to share with you guys that you want to add to your watch list and add onto your radar. You want to keep it on your radar because this has already moved up from $24 up to $29 since the last time I talked about it in December, and you definitely want to keep this on your radar moving forward. So stay tuned till the end for that. So IDX stock, it has had a run. Now, we were watching it in previous videos to not break through the 160 point. It definitely held itself up pretty well, brought itself up to the 280s, started to fall with volatility. It hit 192, which it held itself up pretty well again, and then it continued into the point where it took off and it rose from 212 to almost 390. It hit 388. Some important stuff here that I've noticed based off the chart. When I zoom out, I don't know if you guys noticed what I'm seeing, but this is all looking like a pattern. Now, this was a longer consolidation and volatility in the downward movement, up and down, up and down, up and down. And this one was kind of shorter, right, with the volatility spiking up and down. But in terms of moving sideways is what I'm trying to say. This was shorter than this one. But something that I'm noticing, which I'm going to remove all these lines and circles, is that every time this stock reaches above $3 and it hits these highs close to $4, you can see it here, almost 4. Then it hit 488 up here, or excuse me, 475. And then it hit 388. I was thinking about the 88 of the 388 over here. 475 and 388, it starts to drop. Now, I'm not saying that this is going to repeat itself or this is going to repeat itself, but just based off the history of the chart, I'm looking at this closely here because there's two ways this could go. This could actually consolidate and then drop, right? If we see that happen, it's looking something similar like this, drop and then consolidate down here, right? And then it would kind of do the same effect, and that's something we need to watch for during that time period after the spike and starting to fall and then consolidate. And then it'll hold itself up, which is not a bad thing, but it fell right back down from the upward momentum, and that's not a good thing or a good sign. Now, I want you guys to keep up with me here, and I don't want you guys to get confused. This is what I was just talking about as one example. Now I'm going to use these same lines for the next example. So let's just say it does consolidate for some time up here. Oh, that's a terrible drawing, but consolidate sometime up here, and then it actually takes itself up to newer highs. And at these highs, instead of going down here, right, it continues and it consolidates again and it goes up to newer highs, and then it continues that momentum in the upward direction. Now that's what we want to look for. That's what we want to see. That's what we want to look at this chart for moving forward. This could be the beginning of a bullish momentum and run for IDX. A lot of negative news is kind of what pulled this down from these highs, but now it's recovering and moving into the era of obviously EV cars and things moving forward, and a lot of different catalysts helping this sector. IDX might have an opportunity to now work its way up to newer highs, but I'm still watching this, very closely, due to the fact of the history of the chart and how this stock has reacted when it gets to these points. When it hits $3 and some change, $4 and some change, it just completely reacts back down and cools off with a nice consolidation period, holding itself up from just collapsing completely. But what good does it do just holding itself up and then spike up the next time and not using this momentum to continue? So I'm looking forward to see IDEX, use this momentum to hold itself up here, not hit newer lows, and pull itself up to newer highs. That's going to be an interesting point here for IDX moving forward. So I want every single investor to be aware of that. So let's talk about this a little bit broader, and then we're going to talk about it narrowed in. So the 50-day moving average is 295. As long as we're above it, we're in bullish territory. The moment we're below it, we're in bearish territory. The lowest support level before the run is down here at 219. I'd write that down. That's a very important number. If that gets crossed, this will start to see newer lows. But if it consolidates around that area, it could be holding itself up a little bit higher than the previous consolidation period, which hit lows of 160. But that is coming back down slightly below the highs up here of 281. So we need to keep that in mind as well. Now 295 again is our 50-day moving average, and it's catching up to the price. So this stock has to break through resistance levels. The bulls have some work to do here to hold this momentum up and continue it. So we want to keep that in mind. The highest point reached was 388. I'd write that down. That's probably the most important resistance level to break through moving forward. Now the support level here is 306. 306 gets broken through. There's a very small window between support and the 50-day moving average to see how this stock is reacting and how quickly it's moving down to newer lows. Now, if this breaks through support, you have that window to see if the bulls reappear or if the bears are breaking it down. And if support and the 50-day moving average get broken through, I would use this point of reference here as another support level. This is just a suggestion, not something that you have to go ahead and do, but that's 267. 267 is a point of reference I would use to kind of dissect the chart and see if the bulls can bounce back before getting there or bounce back around that area and bring it back up, or are the bears going further down by breaking through it. So you want to go ahead and use that. It's optional, but you want to go ahead and add that there if you would like. Now, the resistance level is 348. 348 needs to be broken through. We're currently at 315, and this is the point of reference that the bulls need to break through, and I want to emphasize that they need to break through 348 so that the 50-day moving average does not cross the price. If they hang out sideways or even miss it and hang out up here, you could see that by both scenarios, the 50-day moving average will cross the price, and the prices are down here, giving leverage to the bears to pull it down. So I want to emphasize that, and I want every single investor to be aware of the fact that that resistance level needs to be turned into a support. 348 needs to be broken through, and the bulls need to pull away from it in the upward direction, heading towards 388 to then hit newer highs, newer resistance levels, and continue this momentum in the upward direction and take it to newer levels deeper into bullish territory. So I want every single investor to once again be aware of that, and I emphasize the resistance level needs to be broken through. As always, if you found this video helpful and informative, please do so and subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell to turn on all notifications and not miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community, and don't forget to hit the like button to let me know you watched this video. So the ticker symbol that we want to add to our watch list, we've talked previously about Walgreens, WBA. So if you haven't seen that before, I definitely suggest adding that to your watch list. I have down below in the description a full video and analysis on that and my theory on why I believe there's potential for WBA to grow moving into the next year and even years to come. They have some innovation and great catalysts coming forward into this year for the stock. So definitely check that out if you want more information on it. But the ticker symbol to add to your watch list now is ALGM. Some of you may be like, what is that? Never heard of it. This has to do with the EV sector, especially with all the autonomous driving. I think I pronounced that right, or autonomous driving, and also safety features that come on cars and so forth, which is basically AI intelligence. And that's like moving forward some of the hottest sectors. They can also benefit from making devices and microchips if they go ahead and further expand their business into the 5G sector. So there's a lot of different catalysts moving forward for this company that make it grow. It's already grown from $24 to up to, I believe now, $29 currently. And analysts are saying that it already broke through their ratings, and I believe they're possibly going to have to upgrade their price targets. So let's go ahead and see what happens moving forward, but definitely add that to your watch list and go ahead and keep that on your radar. A lot of you guys may have heard about it before or overlooked it, or may have never heard of it at all, but it's ALGM. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.